Okay, we're talking about the inside shade, covered with an inside shade technique and stretch or outside zone concepts. Okay, we're going to go through some of the tape here, coaches. A lot of this stuff, as we start to play this here, you can see um, pretty important, at least when we talk about, where the leverage points are in these blocks. We're looking at right now the front side guard here. He's got inside shade. It's all about where that backer is. So as this play starts to develop, you're going to see that backer's in a plus position. We're going stretch or outside zone to the right to this Minnesota State Mankato. This right guard needs to know that he can't have much hand presence on that two-eye technique, okay, because he's got to work to his backer here. So watch the use of the hands here. Okay, you see it's a quick hand technique, and obviously this center is working to overtake him anyway. Once he feels that that center is overtaken him, different coaches have different terminology, different coaching points. Okay, but the bottom line is that he has to work on a faster angle to track that linebacker. Now he misses him completely here, as you can see. Now the next two we're going to show you, okay, is regarding a 7 technique. Now, a lot of coaches talk about, you're in the outside zone scheme, it's important that you pin the box. So what you're going to see here is the tight end being really quick, working his hips around. Okay, he's got help from the tackle working this way, but you see his hands are inside. Okay, he's on the outside breastplate. This tackle is going to work to take him over so he could climb right now and seal the box, which he does here. Okay, so in that situation, I think it's a little different. You're working a 7 technique against a defensive end, okay, when you're on the stretch scheme, because you have to make sure that you're working fast enough to seal the box. Same thing here, tight end on a 7 technique. Okay, there's the backer he's working to. He could be as physical as he needs to be on that 7 tech. Okay, because there it is, tackle winds up overtaking him anyway. Especially if you got a lead blocker as you're doing here. Minnesota State Mankato's run the quarterback outside zone scheme. He's going to block the force player, so this tight end here can be really patient. Okay, quick hands. Now he's working off. Gets that thing chopped. Good play. Okay, now looking at the left guard. Now, this is interesting because based on how they're counting this thing off, he's the play side linebacker he's working to in the stretch scheme. So again, he can have a hard hand presence. Some coaches even talk about an inside flipper like they would in a tight zone technique just to get some type of vertical push. But in most cases in the stretch scheme, he's taking his open step, his bucket step, his lateral step, whatever you're teaching, but it could be a strong hand presence here just to buy time for that uncovered player to take him over. And you see, this is just great footwork by the center. Watch the center's footwork here. He's got him hooked already. So this guard does not have to do much. He's able to climb anyway. Doesn't make the block, but he's in position to do so. Right guard, there's the backer he's working to. Inside two-eye technique. Okay, you can be real physical here. So that's almost like a flipper that we discussed. Okay, inside hand right there. Now he's able to get press vertical strain. Coach Jason Eck at Minnesota State Mankato talks about pressing vertical, which is what he does here, and he's able to pick off that linebacker, just doesn't get him to the ground. Okay, Michigan State here, they're going to go zone right. Inside technique on that tackle. Okay, takes a little too much of a bucket step, but he's able to use that drag hand technique, which we talked about earlier, to get the right entry point for the back. Take a look at one more here. This is Fordham. Okay, take a look at 78 right here. He's got a 3 technique. That's the linebacker he's working to. Again, he can have more of a hand presence here because that linebacker's in a minus position away from the play side. Okay, so there's that flipper right there. Coach Joel Rodriguez, offensive line coach at Fordham, who will coach that flipper on wide zone schemes. It's just enough to watch how his body turns perpendicular to the line of scrimmage. Is going to get that right tackle enough time to get to the outside breastplate, or Coach Joel Rodriguez talks about getting his face mask to his face mask. And a great job picking up that linebacker. Just got to finish the block. And that's something that, I'm sure the blocker sees that. He knows it happens. But right here, This linebacker takes care of him. Ball bends back. You got a big play. That is covered with an inside shade in the outside zone or stretch concept.